Hey, first grade. Welcome to your social emotional learning lesson with me. As you can see, I'm wearing my favorite cozy sweater. I suggest that you match me because we have a great story for today. Friends, who remembers this book? What? We took a break from the stories in this book because I wanted everyone to learn the amazing lessons that Mojo taught us. He taught us all about the growth mindset and that your big, beautiful brain grows when you challenge yourself with difficult tasks. I hope that you had a good time learning from Mojo. Now it's back to our stories in this book. Remember, we were learning about what it means to accept people who are different from you. Is it okay if people are different than you? Totally. Is it okay if they look different than you? Mm-hmm. What if they act different? What if they have different interests? Is that okay? For sure. It's okay for people to be different. That's what makes everybody so interesting and fun to get to know. We talked about these friends. Do you remember the story? Oh, what was the girl's name? Oh, that's right. Maddie was super into stars and the universe, and Max? Kenny. Yes. Kenny was like, nope, sorry, not for me. Super weird. But once he got to know Maddie and she showed him all about the universe, he was like, wait, I thought I didn't like this, but this is actually really cool once I got to learn something I didn't know about. So today we are going to read a story called The Thunderstorm. What is a community? Wait a second. We learned all about communities in ELA in our MyView books. A community is a group of people that share something in common. So that could be like your neighbors, maybe you live in the same neighborhood, maybe you live in the same city, maybe you're part of a community of people that love to read the same books. Those are all examples of a community. So today we are going to read The Thunderstorm. We're going to pay attention to what the characters do and show about their community. Jeremy stood quietly in the dark, watching the rain beat against his bedroom window. When lightning crackled, brightening the night sky, he saw the great oak tree in the middle of the park across the street. He hoped that one of his friends had closed the treehouse curtains before they left that afternoon. Kaboom! Thunder rumbled loudly through the clouds. Jeremy jumped into bed, pulling the covers over his head and hoping that the thunderstorm would be over soon. Friends, do you like thunderstorms? I don't know about you, but I kind of like them. The next morning, Jeremy quickly finished his breakfast and headed to the park. He walked carefully around mud puddles and stepped over the broken branches scattered everywhere. Up ahead, he could see a bush that had been completely uprooted from the ground. Hi, Jeremy. Are you here to help clean up the park? It was Miss Denny, the principal of Harmony School Street. There are lots of people from the neighborhood here already, she said, but there is still plenty of work to do. I'm going to clean up the treehouse first, answered Jeremy. Miss Denny nodded. Good idea, she said. I saw some of your friends there already. Up in the treehouse, Gabriel and Kim picked up the toys and books that had been scattered around the room by the strong winds of the thunderstorm. They put everything into a big toy chest and pushed it into the corner so they could sweep the floor. Gabriel glanced out the window and saw some of his friends at the playground, raking leaves and sticks out of the sand. There are so many people pitching in to clean up the park today, he said in amazement. When Jeremy arrived at the treehouse, Gabriel was just climbing onto a chair to open the curtains. I'll hold the chair for you so it doesn't tip, offered Jeremy. The three kids picked up the rest of the toys, shook out the blankets, and pushed all of the chairs back into place. I'm glad you came, Jeremy, said Kim. We wouldn't have been able to clean up this mess so quickly without you. Suddenly, the kids heard a voice calling from below. I've got the trash bags. Kim popped her head out of the window. Hi, Kayla. We are just finished cleaning up in the treehouse. Well, hurry up and come down, said Kayla. It's still a mess out here. The kids climbed down the ladder and each took a bag. As they started walking and picking up trash, the kids saw all kinds of people working together at the park. Parents and kids, teachers and neighbors. They were clearing broken branches, untangling the swing set chains, and fixing signs that had fallen over. Others were in the garden areas, replanting shrubs and flowers that had been pulled from the ground. The kids stopped to help carry some buckets full of dirt over to them. Hey kids, come on over. Sorry, come on over to the ball fields, called Miss Denny. The ice cream truck is here with treats for everyone who has been cleaning up all day. We have all worked so hard together to get the park back into good shape. Come join us. Awesome, cheered the kids. The kids gathered around the ice cream truck with their friends and neighbors, celebrating everything they had accomplished together. The ice cream was sweet and cool and tasted especially good after the long day of work. The sky was clear and blue after the rain, and the park looked like a place for the whole community to enjoy together again. So friends, we just finished the story about the thunderstorm and how a crazy storm blew through this town and everybody came together to help clean up after the mess. So we talked about what a community is before the story. How do you think people should act in a community? I heard some really awesome ideas. I agree with you. I think that people in a community should help each other. They should be kind to one another and they could work together to complete a common goal. The common goal in this story was to clean up the park after the storm. Hmm. What kind of community do you belong to? Remember, I said in the beginning, maybe you belong to a community in your neighborhood, or maybe you do soccer, or you're a part of a book club. What kind of communities are you a part of? Hmm. Do those community members kind of act like the community members in the story? I hope that you can think of ways that your community can help each other and how you can help your community. Friends, I've got a question. How is our classroom like a community? I know it's a little bit different since we're on Zoom, but if we were in the classroom, then we would be helping making sure that our classroom was clean and it was safe for everybody in the room. Since we're on Zoom, one way that we can act like a community is when we help each other, when we send love to one another, when we agree or even disagree with each other's answers, and then explain why you agreed or disagreed. Friends, acting that way during our Zoom lessons is helping other students. It helps them learn. That's how our classroom is like a community. I want you to think of all the different ways that you can be a helpful community member in your classroom, in your home, and in your community. Think of some ways that you can be a helpful community member. I'm being a helping community member right now by sending you love. I believe in your big, beautiful brain, my friends. Thanks for listening to my story.